Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Davis here at home, and as you can see, I am sitting in a new space today because we're going to work on some Letterland activities that are going to require a desk area. So I've moved over to my little desk space, and what I need for you to gather so we can work today on some Letterland activities, in packet number 3, I sent home a few sheets. I want you to go into that packet and grab both sheets where you see the word giant, because we are going to be reviewing Giant All. Remember him from a previous lesson? And remember his little story. His legs are so tall because he's always reaching for apples, and he eats them all before they fall, so we don't get a chance to hear any apple sound because he's always eating all the apples before they fall. So we're going to work with Giant All again, and we've got a couple little activities we're going to do. I have so missed doing word detectives with you, so I'm excited today to start with this sheet. Now we're going to be reading 2 sentences. Our first job will be to read and review the words in these 2 sentences. And then we're going to go through, do a little highlighting, and we're going to do a little marking of some sounds with our pencil. So I'm going to read these first 2 sentences to you. As I'm reading, I want you to follow along and track the print. And then on the second read, we're going to read together at the same time. You're at home, but I'm here, but we can still read together and track the print. Okay, let me get my glasses. I definitely need those. Here we go. Get your fingers ready for tracking and listening. Giant All steps over the wall to take all the apples that fall from the tree. Second sentence. My pet got muddy on the wet path, so I gave him a bath. All right, now let's read those 2 sentences again. Let's do it together. Giant All, are you tracking your print? Steps over the wall to take all the apples that fall from the tree. My pet got muddy on the wet path, so I gave him a bath. All right, readers, how'd you do on that? Pretty good. I know those were some easy words and some rhyming patterns in there that you heard. Now, grab your highlight marker, and this first activity is going to just involve the very first sentence. I want you to go through with your highlight marker, and I want you to look for all the words that have the all rhyming pattern and highlight those. And remember how we used to say you're just going to like scan and skim quickly through? And we're just going to be up in this first sentence for this first job. And I'm scanning and skimming, and I think I see a total of 4 all words. So go ahead, highlight, find those 4 words, and then we'll check and see how you did. Okay, let's go through together. I'm going to grab my marker and get it ready. Okay, so in the first sentence, or the first line up here, I see the word all, Giant All. So that is one that you should have highlighted. And then if I go to the end of that line, I see the word wall. And then if I go here, I see the word all again. And then finally the word fall. All right, did you find all 4 of those all words? Great. Now grab your pencil. This time we're going to be marking the short vowels in words. So we'll go back through, we'll read and listen, and this time we're going to be listening for a, I, and are short vowel sounds. And before our break, we had done this one time where we marked the short vowels with a little scoop, a little bowl shape. So that's what we're going to do this time. Now I'm going to do the first one for you as a model. And then after that, I think you'll be okay to do it on your own. So if I go back to the sheet and I start here at the top, giant all steps. Steps has a short E. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to go ahead and mark that short E with that little bowl. See how I did that? Now, I'm going to read the rest of this sentence and I want you to listen for a, I, Okay, here we go. Giant all steps over the wall to take all the apples that fall from the tree. Okay, so go ahead and mark. I think in that first sentence there were a total of 4 and we found 1 already, so you should find a total of 3 more. All right, let's check that first sentence before we go on. So if I go forward, over the wall to take all the apples. Apples has a short A. I'm marking that. And then right next door, the word that also has a short vowel. It's a short A, Annie apple. And then the final short vowel word, from, Oscar. Okay, so that's what our marking of our short vowels should look like on that first sentence. Now let's go to the next sentence. There are 8. Yeah, 8 short vowels. I'm going to read and then I want you to mark and then we'll go through and check. My pet got muddy on the wet path, so I gave him a bath. All right, get to marking. A, I, A. All right, are you ready to check? Now, if you miss one, that's totally fine. Just go ahead and mark with me as we're marking together. My pet, there's our first one, got, that's Oscar orange. Okay, and then right next door, muddy, up the umbrella, on the wet, Eddie elephant, and then path, I believe we found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only 2 more to go. Let's go down here to him. It's a short I, and then finally bath, Annie apple. All right, I hope you did well with that, and I hope you were able to find all of those short vowel words and mark them. But if not, go ahead and fix those up right now. And let's go on to our next activity. And that is with the poem, the Giant All poem. Now this is more about reading. We are going to do a highlight job when we're finished, but the focus of this activity is us reading. So first read, I will read to you. Second read, we're going to read together. We call that choral reading. So we're going to read it. Hey, I know you're at your house and I'm here, but we can still read together. And I think my dog even wants to read with us. Here we go. Yeah, he really does want to read. Here we go. The name of the poem is Giant All poem. All right, now as I'm reading, I want you to track the print. Giant All is very tall. He can step over the wall. He is so very, very tall that we cannot see his top at all. Will he get all the apples that he can see? No, he will not. He will not get me. That's Annie Apple saying that. That's cute. All right, now you read with me. Here we go. Giant Owl poem. Let's start with the title. Giant Owl is very tall. He can step over the wall. He is so very, very tall that we cannot see his top at all. Will he get all the apples that he can see? No, he will not. He will not get me. That's cute. All right, now grab that highlight marker. I'm going to grab my clue sheet here. I'm going to read a few clues. And you're going to go through this poem and scan and skim. And you're going to highlight the word or words that match my clue. All right, so here we go. The first word that I want you to find in this poem is the word that is the opposite of over. Oops. I just said the word. I was trying to say opposite of under. Well, okay, that's a freebie. Highlight the word over. The opposite is under. That's what I was trying to say. Yikes. Okay, you get a freebie, but that's the only one. Okay, next clue. This time I'm going to get it right. Highlight the word that rhymes with mop. So in this poem is a word that rhymes with mop. Go ahead and find it and highlight it. Scan and skim. Okay. The next one's going to require you to go all the way through the whole poem, and you're going to locate 6 words that follow this clue. Find all the words that have the short I sound. Impy ink, I. There are 6 of them, so start at the top, and a few are repeated more than once. I. All the I words. There's a total of 6. Okay. Next clue. This one should be easy. Find a word that is a food. A word that is a food and highlight it. Okay. Next clue. Find the word that means to look. I will look at you. I can blank you. Okay. Highlight that word. And then this word is going to fill in a missing blank that I'm going to place in a sentence. So listen closely. She blank go to the store until later. She blank go to the store until later. Okay, hopefully you got all those clues and found those words. So let's go back through, and I'm going to check with you and highlight. Now the first one was a freebie. I said find the word that is the opposite of over. However, I meant to say the opposite of under, and that would be the word over, and here it is. Okay. Freebie, one and only. The word that rhymes with mop is located right here. It is the word top. And then 6 short I words, impy ink words, starting at the very top. Is. And then if I go further on, I see is repeated. Okay, remember I said some of the words would be repeated. And then down here next to top is the word his. That is also an impy ink word. And then there's will. Okay, and will again. And then a third time. All right. So that was all of the short I words. And then the word that means the same as to look is the word see. I can see you. And it is also here. Let's repeat it twice. Okay. And then our final clue was she blank go to the store until later. All right. She cannot go to the store. She cannot go to the store until later. Okay, how did you do? Were you good clue finders? Hopefully you were. All right, now I'm going to give you, of course, I always like to give you a few jobs to do on your own. So a couple things I want you to do, since I have the Giant Owl poem handy first. I want you, because this activity is mostly about reading, I want you to go ahead and read this poem again one more time to yourself. And if you feel like you need more than one practice on this, you can read it more than once. Oh, that's definitely okay. That's great. And then I want you to find an adult or a big brother or big sister and read this poem to them out loud. And they're going to sign their name if you do really well and put a check mark on it. And then when you take your picture of the work that you've completed to show me that you're done, I want to see who listened to you read the Giant Owl poem. So that's reading. Read and sign. Got to get somebody's John Hank on that. And then, let me flip this guy over. One thing that we always used to do when we did our word detectives was we used to do some sentence writing. So I want you to go ahead and flip to the clean back side. I am going to split that paper into 2 equal parts and label 1 and 2. And then I want you to go ahead and select 2 words from our sheet that we did, our word detective, any 2 that you want. And I want you to write a sentence using one of the words you selected and then another sentence using the other word. And as always, when you're doing your good sentence writing skills, you are going to start with a capital letter, space in between your words. Go ahead and underline the word that you selected from the word detective sheet on the other side. Don't forget your ending punctuation. And I want to challenge you, since you're very, very close to 2nd grade, I want to challenge you to make sure that you write your sentences with at least 5 words. 5 words. You can do that. And your second challenge, I want you to see if you can start both of these sentences in a different way, and don't start either one of them with the word I. So challenge yourself, at least 5 words long. Start both of these sentences in a different way, and don't start either one of them with the word I. All right, Letterlanders, get busy on your independent activities with Giant Owl. I know you're going to do fabulous on both of them. And don't forget to take a picture of your completed activities and send them to me. Until our next Letterland lesson, have a good one, and I'll see you soon.